Weekend means action.
Out there on the racetrack, the racers go for the throat. They want that win. But often when you get back in the pit area, you'll find that they're groups of old friends who enjoy the opportunity for a fun weekend of racing and camaraderie.
That's the case for these 5 racers: Jeff Ferguson, Bill Papageorgian, Robert Croft, Dan Perkins, and Jeff Bowling. Theirs is a friendship that began in racing.
I've known these guys for about 10 years. We race together and work on each other's cars together and share tools, equipment and stuff, and just pretty much just go to the track together and have a good time.
And these racers go out of their way to make sure they'll all have a good time. When Billy Papageorgian's regular race car needed some repairs, he relied on his friends to get him rolling.
I've got a 56 Chevrolet sedan, it's 2-door. This weekend, I borrowed this car, 66 Chevy 2, from a friend of mine. He didn't have a motor, so I borrowed a 427 from another friend of mine, and borrowed his torque converter, put it in the car. This car was in the garage for sale up until this weekend, so we pieced it together to make this weekend, and I'm just glad I got together in time to be here.
It sure helps to have friends who are handy with cars. Robert Croft is just one of the professional mechanics of the group. He's real proud of his '88 IROC Camaro.
I've had this car a couple of years. We've done pretty good with it. I own a front-end suspension shop. Do a lot of work for the guys and make their cars go straight. We come here on Thursday nights, test and tune, and help them with it at the track, and we all have a real good time working together out here.
For any drag racer, one of the most exciting moments is breaking in a new car on the track. For Dan Perkins, it meant breathing a little smoke.
It's got a 72 Vega with a 427. It's got a Lanati roller cam in it, a CCI Power Glide transmission, and a Ford 9-inch rear end. Runs 970s. First time I've ever run it in a quarter mile. Hope it holds together.
Competing in the bracket racing with your friends is a lot of fun. But let's face it, everybody wants to win, and Jeff Bowling thinks he has a good shot.
Yeah, this is 1967 Camaro, one of the first years they come out, and the reason people like these cars are so light. This is a 383 small block Chevrolet right here. It's 350 crankshaft with 400 block, 60 over. It runs low 10s, quarter mile, you know.
You know, having fun at the racetrack is really what the Parts Plus Super Chevy events are all about. And we've got a whole lot more fun and excitement in store for you. So stay tuned, and Katie and I'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to Memphis, Tennessee, and the Parts Plus Super Chevy Show. Take a look at these beautiful 55 Chevys I found here in the staging lanes. And except for the fact that this one's red and that one's blue, they look virtually identical. Now, it may seem odd to find two such similar cars next to one another, but not here in Memphis, because the owners of these two classic Chevys know each other very well. They should. They've been married to one another for 25 years. The baby blue car is Gloria Kane's. The red one belongs to her husband, Larry.
Larry's always been into racing. He's always worked on cars and enjoyed it. About 6 years ago, he let me race for the first time. And after that, I've wanted a car, and this is what I've got now.
Gloria's a darn good racer. She really enjoys working on the car. She does changes oil, does a lot of the body work, helps change tires. I do most of the heavy mechanical work.
I'm a competitive racer, and so is Larry. He does all the mechanical work on our cars, and if mine starts running a little faster, he'll be sure to change something on his to make his go a little faster.
My car is a Pinto front end and a 406 cubic inch engine. Gloria's has a 383 engine and Chevelle front suspension. Mine's a little quicker and lighter, and I've got some speed secrets I won't tell her about.
It helps to have a few speed secrets to stay ahead of the game. For many of us, the secret to performance is in the tires.
Thanks, Frank. Well, the rules to enter your car in the car show are pretty simple. It has to be a Chevy or Chevy powered. Now, this is a very special car. It's not a Chevy on the outside, but definitely a Chevy on the inside. This beautiful 1935 Buick is owned by Virginia Baker of Lake Camarade, Mississippi. Driving Miss Jenny was restored by her husband, Honey, but Virginia certainly helped along the way.
Well, he does all the building part of it, and then I help pick out the colors, and we pick out the material like the interior. He wanted leather, I wanted velour. So he got the leather, I wanted a mauve, and he didn't want that mauve. He thought that was too pink for a car.
So what'd you do?
I got the mauve, he got the leather.
You compromised.
Yeah. On all the cars, he builds several, and on all of them, we pick out the colors together.
Well, tell me about the dash work and all the brass inside.
Well, like the brass on the luggage rack, it's lightning rod, split in two and all that, because we couldn't find a lot of the parts for a Buick. So he had to build everything.
He did all the woodwork himself?
Yes, all of it. And the grill. He made the grill on the car. It was kind of grill that original Buick had, kind of looked like chicken wire maybe.
Yeah.
So he built one that was a little bit better looking.
Well, I heard that you don't trailer the car around, you drive it yourself.
Got 10,000 miles on it now in a year and a half.
Wow.
He doesn't believe in trailering one. He thinks to enjoy it, you got to drive it.
I agree. Do you does he come to the car shows too?
No, he stays home. He's building another car.
Which one is it?
He's building a 34 Ford Cabriolet with all Chevrolet running gear.
So you're a real big hit at the car show. In fact, you won an award today.
Yes, won the class winner.
Which is what?
Conversion. Buick body, Chevrolet running gear.
First place. Congratulations, Virginia.
Appreciate it.
I told you, Southern style is on display here in Memphis. Right now, we're going to take a real quick break, but we'll be right back with more show cars and a whole lot more racing action here at the Parts Plus Super Chevy Show. So stay tuned.
Knows me like my Rosalie.
You can't beat Saturdays. Country Beat Saturdays on TNN. Monday, it's an American celebration starring Louise Mandrell, T. Graham Brown, Ralph Emery, Mike Snyder, Tim Watson, Shotgun Red, and America's most colorful weatherman, Willard Scott, when they get together for a musical and humorous salute to the old Farmer's Almanac. 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Eastern on TNN, the Nashville Network.
Welcome back to the Parts Plus Super Chevy Show. You know, Katie and I were going to kind of split up the duties today. I was going to concentrate on the racing, and she was going to focus her attention on the car show area. But look what I found in the racers' pits. This beautiful show-quality 1969 Crow Street Camaro.
It's owned by Dan Goings. He's shown the car at other Super Chevy events, but this weekend he drove the 660 miles from Paulding, Ohio, just to race.
So Dan, how's it been going out there on the racetrack?
Oh, pretty good, Frank. I got a new motor put in the car, 509 Chevy, and it takes some tuning. You know, last night it went 1030s, this morning 1090s, so we're up and down, but it's getting closer.
Well, I'll tell you, that car's good enough looking that if you don't win the next round, you could probably still get back over to the car show and win over there.
Yeah, we might give it a shot, but I think we'll probably stay on this side.
Now that's what I call the perfect car. Clean enough to be in a car show, and yet fast enough to be on the racetrack. And speaking of perfect cars, Let's go to Katie. She's at the BF Goodrich Tire Car Show. Katie?
Perfect is the right description for this car, Frank. It's a 66 SS 396 Chevelle owned by Ivar Smiltniks of Memphis. This is one powerful Chevy, and Ivar's is one to know a little about power. He is the owner of Racing Head Service right here in Memphis. Now, Ivar's, tell us about this Chevelle.
Well, this Chevelle has got a lot of special interest to me because a friend of mine that worked for me in '67 bought it when it was almost brand new and had all this time. I bought it about 4 years ago. And I've just got through redoing the paint job, the interior, everything on the car. It's a SS 396 4-barrel type car.
What did you have to do to get it to look like this?
I had to pay a guy a bunch of money to do it. No, I had a guy here in Memphis, specialty performance, that did the body work and the paint, and I did the interior and everything myself.
But it was in pretty good shape when you got it, though.
It was in excellent shape. There's no rust in it. It's a real good car. It doesn't rattle or anything like that.
Well, you know, it's most of the old cars, the convertibles really do rattle a lot.
Yeah, I think I was lucky to find one that doesn't rattle. It's hard to find a new convertible that doesn't rattle.
Yeah, you were lucky to find one in such good condition. And that reminds me of a story that Frank was telling me about, a place that can help you restore your classic Chevelle. Well, it's nice to know that there is help available when you want to restore a classic. And speaking of which, take a look at this classic Chevrolet. It's a 1962 Bel Air bubble top, and it looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor. Owner David Riley tells us that it wasn't like this when he bought it.
Well, Katie, I fell in love with bubble tops about 5 years ago and had to have one. Bought this car sight unseen at a Hemming Motor News and went to pick it up. It was a drag car, so it needed quite a bit of work. I started on the car in March of '90 and worked on it pretty much every day and finished the complete restoration in about a year. I finished it 1 week prior to this show last year.
It looks great. The car has a distinctive deep Nassau blue exterior and complementing blue interior that were factory colors back in 1962. Plus, David took great pains to make sure the bubble top was original under the hood as well.
Well, the car's a 327, 300 horse 4-speed with Positrack rear end. I didn't want to fabricate a 409, so I stuck with the original equipment the car had. The car turned out pretty well, runs pretty good, and I'm pleased with it.
It's a beauty, David. Congratulations on the work you've done. And who knows, it may be selected as the Super Chevy Magazine's Editor's Choice car for this weekend. That announcement will be coming up a little later, so stick around for more from this Parts Plus Super Chevy Show special.
Back to Memphis Motorsports Park, the site for today's Parts Plus Super Chevy Show. I'm Frank Hawley, along with Katie Haas. And you know, Katie, I know we've seen in a lot of cars today, but somehow I can't help feeling that we've just scratched the surface here in Memphis.
Well, I know what you mean, Frank. I've enjoyed the time that I spent at the BF Goodrich Tire Car Show area, but now I am itching for some racing action.
I'll tell you, there's plenty of that for us to see. Racers are always looking for any edge they can use to win, and all of us are interested in tips to stay ahead. With that in mind, it's time for today's tip of the show.
I mentioned that every Parts Plus Super Chevy Show is different. It's because all the local cars are different. What I'm about to show you is a car that you'll only find here in Memphis. It's the famous Black Phantom. Now, this is the only car that could outrun one of this area's local heroes, the late, great Buford Pusser. Some people don't realize there really was a Sheriff Pusser who lived in Selmer, Tennessee, about 80 miles east of Memphis. One of his old friends, Larry Price, used to ride with the sheriff and actually used to race him.
Well, me and Buford used to run as friends back in the 60s after I got this car, and it was pretty fast. Buford was fascinated with fast cars. And we, late at night, after the roads was shut down, would go out and try them. And Buford, he had about 20-something cars. He'd trade about every 3 months. Try to get faster. This car here get faster. Never did beat me. Wanted to. He went to his grave with a dream of beating the Black Phantom.
Sheriff Pusser's popularity grew after the Walking Tall movies were released, and Larry Price displays the Black Phantom in honor of his fallen friend.
Right now, the car sits, it's got an LS6 454 in it, an old Elderbrock Cross Ram 2660. We've got the fuel shut down on it to haul, but it will still run 160 mile an hour or better. It's got a Muncie 4-speed, 336 power traction. It's got the original shocks, original headlight bulb. There's nothing been changed. It's got most of the original chrome. Little interior work been done to it. Painted with acrylic enamel. Well, you know, hand rubbed by me. I got my own polish. I got my own tire dressing. And that's what keeps her slick.
Selmer, Tennessee is famous for being the home of Sheriff Pusser, but now the town is making a name for itself through their annual Cars for Kids charity show held in June. Larry is one of the original organizers of that event. He's even selling a barbecue sauce to raise money for the cause. It's nice to hear about enthusiasts using their sport for the benefit of others.
Attention, please. Katie and Frank will be back with more from the Parts Plus Super Chevy Show after these messages. Welcome back to Memphis and the Parts Plus Super Chevy Show. Here's Frank Hawley.
Well, thank you. I'm standing in front of the awards tent, which is the site of various activities at each of the Parts Plus Super Chevy events. As you can see by the sign, one of the activities will be a Racers Against Drugs seminar. Some of the drivers will be speaking with young people about the importance of saying no to drugs. Racers Against Drugs is a great program, and it's one that the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout competitors all endorse. And speaking of them, let's take a look and see how the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout is shaping up so far this weekend.
The fans here in Memphis have really been treated to a display of speed and power in the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout because they are watching the all-time fastest 16-car field in the history of the series. With a 7:01 bump spot, there are 15 cars in the 6-second range. And in terms of sheer speed, Donnie Little in the far lane blasted his way into the record books with a new Super Chevy national speed record at over 208 miles per hour. Little, again in the far lane, used all that power to defeat John Shelby in the near lane in first-round race action. Low ET of the meet was captured by the radical blowing 1940 Chevy driven by Scotty Cannon. Cannon surprised the field with a quick 678 ET in his first Sunoco Race Fuels appearance this season. Here's Cannon in the far lane, blowing by Don Brock in first-round action. It's obvious the Sunoco Race Fuel Shootout competitors are going all out for that huge $500,000 total purse. But any racer who faces the Christmas tree goes all out, just like the bracket racers here in Memphis. So let's check back to see how the pair of 55s owned by Larry and Gloria Kane are doing. Larry's in the staging lanes now, waiting with Gloria for his next pass.
Gloria, you're not racing. What happened to your car?
I blew the rear end. That's drag racing.
Well, you think he's going to do okay?
He's going to do good.
Okay, let's watch and see.
All right.
Well, win or lose, or maybe I should say win and lose, looks like the Canes have had a lot of fun this weekend. And that's the first order of business for anybody that attends a Parts Plus Super Chevy Show. Our next order of business is going to be this short break. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with more from Memphis.
Welcome back to the Parts Plus Super Chevy Show. I'm now in the Pro Street section of the B.F. Goodrich Tire Car Show. Pro Street means that they are built as race cars, but they are also street legal. Now, these cars are not going to compete on the racetrack today. They are going to compete in the car show. This 78 Chevy C10 pickup truck with a 91 GMC Suburban front end was built by owner Terry Carnell of West Memphis, Arkansas. It's got the Pro Street look with wheelie bar and wide rear tires. The engine is a 350 with a B&M mini blower. He put a 5.5-inch chop to it. It's got beautiful paint, but the real attraction is the remote-controlled suicide doors. You know Terry has done a lot of work on it because he bought it for only $600. Well, that's a fine truck. Most of us want our vehicles to always look good, but we want them to pull double duty, too, to be functional, especially our trucks. Next up, we're going to have a report on how you can have your cake and eat it, too. Functional, hardworking, and stylish trucks.
Thanks, Katie. Well, it looks like the editors are getting ready to make their selection of the Editor's Choice car. So stay with us for more from Performance Showcase.
Well, the editors of Super Chevy magazine have made their selection, and this outrageous winter mint green 79 Malibu wins the Editor's Choice Award here in Memphis. This awesome Pro Street machine is owned by Carmine Lavercio of Clarksville, Tennessee. It's powered by a 454 cubic inch motor bored 30 over with oval port heads, big valves, and a solid lift cam. And the Victor Jr. intake manifold sports a 750 Dominator carburetor, all done by Whitaker Racing Engines. The rear end was narrowed to 30 inches by Gene Steel Fabrications in Old Hickory to fit the wide tires within the body area so it would stay street legal. Carmine had Billy's Rod and Custom shave the door handles and mold the scoop into the hood for a smooth custom look. The editors liked all the trick racing touches, but were most impressed by the fact that Carmine drives it regularly. This is no trailer car. It's a vehicle you could enjoy every day. Carmine told us that he's never raced his bad Malibu yet. Maybe at the next Super Chevy Show. Congratulations, Carmine.
Well, you know, you were right, Katie. The people in Memphis really know how to enjoy themselves at the Parts Plus Super Chevy events.
Boy, they sure do, and I'm still enjoying myself. Let's look at all these Camaros.
Well, they're really nice, but
Look
I'll tell you,
at
we're
this
just
beauty.
we're just
68.
we're just
Great.
about out of time, Katie.
Oh,
and
gee. Listen, look how easy the doors open.
I want to thank everybody for joining us at the Parts Plus Super.
Nice sound. Check it out,
Katie,
Frank. The keys are still in the car.
What are you doing? You're
Look
going to
at
get us
this.
all in trouble.
Woo! Listen to that power.
Hopefully, we'll see you again at another.
Wow.
Katie.
Boy, I bet this thing runs great.
Katie, you can't do that.
Frank, you can if you own the car. See you later. Bye, Frank. Bye, everybody.
Frank. Oh, Frank. Up here, Frank. Say goodbye, Frank.
Goodbye, everybody.
If you have any questions about the Parts Plus Super Chevy Show or anything you've seen on today's program, you can get more information by calling 1-800-932-7469. Now, here's something of interest for all automotive enthusiasts.